Hi, I'm Michael, and I'll be running through my submission for the 2021 International Society of Typographic Designers Student Assessment Scheme. The brief I chose to respond to was Project 3, Invisible Cities. Invisible Cities, written by Italo Calvino, breaks down the conventional structure of modern literature to shift to a postmodern mode of storytelling. To amplify Calvino's radical narrative approach, my design, a series of typographic models based on select stories from the book and exhibition catalogue, strays away from the use of conventional typographic form, favouring more unconventional typography that depicts notions of skepticism in both 2 and 3 dimensions to explore ideas of perception and truth. To inform my design, I conducted research to answer the question, how have deconstructivist designers employed typography to express subcultural and individualistic attitudes and heighten the conceptual and emotional impact of their work? The research indicated that deconstructivists express subcultural and individualistic attitudes through the rejection of modernist design conventions, while the conceptual and emotional impact of typography is heightened by connecting with the audience through its design. In the exploration of perception and truth, the stories selected for this project all raise ideas of how people's perceptions can be misleading and rather create false senses of reality. Reflecting this, letter forms made up of fragments of incorrect letters were developed to illustrate that idea of false perception and the questioning of what is real. This typographic treatment is used throughout the catalogue, where there are elements of skepticism or falsehood within the Invisible Cities text and dialogue. The typographic models in the exhibition have been used to visually convey the abstract ideas in Polo's stories. Welcoming visitors into the exhibition, the Invisible Cities light display immediately introduces the concept of perception and truth. The exhibition title can be seen, but visitors can walk through it as if it's not actually there or even real. The idea plays on the difference between tangible and intangible existence, which reflects how the cities Polo speaks of exist as ideas, but it is uncertain if they actually physically exist. In the story of Valdrada, Polo suggests that people's ideas of value and truth are subject to personal perspectives. In this model, the city's name Valdrada can only be read in the reflection of the mirror when the audience views the model from a particular perspective, conveying a perceived truth. Continuing this idea in the exhibition catalogue, the heading and body copy are horizontally flipped, so the readers must use the mirror on the right page to read the story. In Polo's description of the city of Olivia, he determines that language cannot capture the full truth and therefore it lies. Polo describes Olivia as prosperous, but states that from this description people should realise that it's a dirty and polluted city. In this model, the words prosperous and polluted have been jumbled together to illustrate how they are a unit of multiple truths. In the catalogue, segments of the Olivia heading and story are hidden with the use of an acetate sheet. When the acetate sheet is turned over, more of the story is revealed and the entire Olivia heading is formed, indicating that the story now reveals the whole truths of the city. In Polo's description of Octavia, he suggests that cities and civilizations cannot last forever. The Octavia display employs kinetic typography here to elicit that sense of anxiety of knowing when something is going to happen, but not knowing when. As the suspended letters slowly droop down, the audience begin to question if the letters are going to fall or if they will hold. The story of Octavia in the catalogue aims to convey the same sense of anxiety, creating an alarming tone of voice in the story by varying the type sizes throughout and depicting some words and letters as if they are falling through space. Polo's story of Adalma explores how the nature of human perception can influence the way we view and identify things. Just like how Polo identifies faces that aren't actually real in the city of Adalma, the artwork uses various letters and characters to create face-like forms for viewers to find and identify. This artwork plays on the nature of human perception, which causes people to see faces and things that don't really actually have faces, a concept called face pareidolia. The story in the catalogue employs the same concept, again using typography to create face-like forms. Finally, an exhibition sheet will be provided for visitors so they can read the stories as they view the models. The exhibition sheet plays with orientation to challenge the visitors to correctly navigate through the stories on the page, mirroring the experience one would have using a large map to navigate through a foreign city. My response to this brief explores how typography can be employed in both 2 and 3 dimensions to enhance the communication of abstract ideas, challenge the audience to actively engage and critically reflect, as well as elicit emotional responses to the stories in Italo Calvino's Invisible Cities.